probably guess why these violent gangs are here, because we invited them. We've been creating free housing situations here in New York City and many other liberal cities. So, of course, why wouldn't Venezuelan gangs just assume that they can take over apartment buildings?
Yeah, let's be clear. The Biden-Harris administration issued 60 executive orders that invited people to come in. They gave these individuals parole. They forced Customs and Border Protection to release them into the interior. That is what's happening. So it's happening in cities like that. It's happening in cities like New York City, where gangs are taking over the migrant shelters. They're wreaking havoc on the streets. We had multiple women raped, including a young 13-year-old girl. They're shooting at our police officers. And again, the Biden-Harris administration gave them the ability to be in the country, okay? Because Customs and Border Protection agents actually caught a lot of these guys at the border, and they were directed to be released. That is why we wanted to impeach Secretary Malliotakis for his abdication of his responsibility to keep our border safe, and is why Kamala Harris cannot be elected in November. Because if you give her the green light, she'll just continue to do it, and it will get worse. So Americans must beware. They must vote accordingly if they believe this is unacceptable, which I believe the vast majority of Americans do.
I believe that the voters need to understand and look at Kamala Harris's record as Attorney General in California, because it really does speak volume as far as illegal immigrants coming in and committing crimes, okay? She let them back out on the streets. Not only were they let back out onto the streets under her policy and her law that she in fact wrote, but they were in fact given work incentives and trained on-the-job training. And if they were good, their criminal records would be expunged. In other words, it's not just catch and release, it's catch and release and promote these illegals from reoffending. And that's what they do. I mean, the recidivism rate is astronomical because they are being let back out on the streets to reoffend.
And our law enforcement agents, ICE in particular, she referred to them as KKK. This is a law enforcement entity that actually works to deport dangerous people, these criminals, murderers, rapists. And unfortunately, Democrats in cities across America have made it difficult. New York City, sanctuary city, right? California as well. So many of these sanctuary cities, all of them are Democrat, by the way, and they are prohibiting their local law enforcement from cooperating with ICE to deport individuals. And then we had a vote in the House to say, well, if somebody's committing a crime, they must be deported. And guess what? Only 6 Democrats actually voted with us. So they are the party of lawlessness. They are the party of illegal immigration. They don't have any respect for people who came to this country the right way, worked hard, did everything right, and are waiting in line. Because the people who are paying the drug cartels to get in, they're actually getting their court dates first. They've shoved the legal immigrants to the end of the line.
You just brought up California. We were just talking about it. And once again, California is passing a law that is really, quite frankly, I can't even, it's unbelievable. I mean, when I read this headline and I learned of this law that was actually passed, that's going to pass a bill, California lawmakers passed a bill that would actually make undocumented immigrants eligible for home loans. Americans are having a hard time getting home loans, and now illegal immigrants are going to have the same access to mortgages as us?
That's right. And, you know, today is Labor Day. We are celebrating the American worker who works hard, pays taxes. They expect more than this from the Democrats, and they should get more than this from what the Democrats are giving them, right? They're giving them a tax bill to provide free services for illegal immigrants. Now, in this case, they're giving free interest loans for people to buy a home while you're struggling with high inflation, interest rates, mortgage rates. They're at the highest in 2 decades. And if you earn $139,000 or $140,000 in the city of Fresno, California, you don't qualify for this program. You're out of luck. Same thing happens with Tim Walz's Minnesota, with New York. The Democrats here, they give free college tuition to illegal immigrants, right? But yet, if your family earns over $125,000 in New York, let's say you're a family of 5, you have 3 children to put through school, you get absolutely no tuition assistance. But the illegal immigrants do, because they meet that threshold guideline. So this really is a slap in the face to the middle class more than anything, because they do not qualify for these programs, and yet they are being forced to pay for them because the Democrats keep prioritizing illegal immigrants over hardworking citizens.
Congresswoman Malliotakis, thank you so much for talking to us. Always great to hear your voice. Thank you.